This one or that one? No, this one. No, this one. Okay, I'm picking this one. Yeah. Welcome, Improvement Gang. My name is Mibar Zagoya, and of course, if you like this type of content, make sure you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so this video gets even more promoted. Now, anyway, let's go into the video. Life is hard. It's built with ups and downs. There's a bunch of things that you have to do in order to get what you want. If you want to improve something, there's always going to be things that are going to be hard for you to do. No matter what, every day, it's inevitable. You're always going to have to do the hard things, of course, if you want to improve your life. And what I'm talking about are things like exercise, boring work, things that you just don't really want to do. You're not motivated by it because you don't really see the instant reward, and therefore you just don't want to do it. So is there a solution, right? Is there a solution to any of this? Is there a way to manage all of these distractions and tasks in your life effectively? Yes and no. So the best thing that we can do is to strategize. The best thing that we can do is to be strategic about the way we go about doing the things. And here is where doing the hard things first is a really good piece of advice. Firstly, I got started with this idea from my mentor. He directed me, he told me, man, you need to wake up early and do the hard things first. You need to do the boring thing first, the bad thing first, because he told me that it's going to build momentum. Right? The way he explained it to me was that it was like a snowball. It is as if you're building the snow in the morning at the beginning of your day, right? And it might be hard, it might be tedious, but later on, you're going to get to the top of the mountain, and then you're going to be able to push it, and it's going to go roll, and things are going to be much easier. And there, it wasn't the only place I saw it. I saw it on self-improvement videos and blogs, and I just had to give it a try. So of course I did, right? I had to look into why doing the hard things first mattered. I looked more into it, and what I landed on was your willpower. You see, research suggests, right, that we have limited amounts, reserves of willpower each day. So at the beginning of the day, you're going to start with a full bar of willpower. But as you progress, the willpower starts to decay, and boom, you need rest to recover all of that willpower for the next day. You need to go to bed. Honestly, kind of sounds lame, because wouldn't you wish you could just increase your willpower no matter what? Of course, but that's not reality. Let's say that this willpower is limited. Why would it even be effective, or why would it even matter if you did the hard thing first? Because really, proportionally, it would just be the same amount of willpower required. If you do the easy things first, it's going to require the same amount of willpower, even if you do it later on. And same with the hard thing, right? It's still going to be the exact same amount of willpower that you're going to need to use. So why does it matter? And so I came into the conclusion of everyday decisions. This is something that goes into the topic of decision fatigue. You see, every time you make a choice, every time you make a little choice, like let's say decide what type of sweater you're gonna put in, what type of shoes you're gonna wear, decide what kind of homework you're gonna do first, what kind of work you're gonna do first. All of that takes a little bit of willpower. And every single amount of time, the more you progress throughout the day, the more little decisions that you're going to make. So this goes down into this. The more you spend time throughout the day, right? The longer you are in the day time-wise, the longer there are opportunities for you to make choices. So the more time there is, the more choices there are. And the more choices there are, or decisions that you make, the more that your willpower is going to be used, and that means that it's going to be depleted. I honestly think that you kind of get this concept, right? To do the hard things first. So why is it so effective? Well, for that reason, willpower. Because if you do the hard thing first, it's going to eliminate all of that chunk of willpower, and then the little decisions are going to be easier. And even if you run out of willpower throughout the day to make those little small decisions, it won't matter because you already completed the hard things. And so that's why I think it's such a wise decision for you to implement in your life. So the strategy is to do the hard things in the morning, right? At the beginning of your day, where your mood is at its best, where you have a full bar of willpower to spend. And heck, you're going to feel a whole lot more motivated in the morning. And that could be because, it's a fresh new mind, a fresh new batch of willpower. So personally, I started to implement this on my daily life. I started to do this by waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? So brand new, fresh willpower, new motivation, better mood. And what I did was the hardest part that is for me, and that is exercise. Exercise can be challenging mostly because it is hard. It is hard and uncomfortable. And a lot of the time, sometimes you don't want to do it because it's just a hard exercise to do and you just don't want to. But if you start in the morning, you are going to push through. And that's what I found. When I started to do exercise in the morning, it just felt better. After waking up, doing exercise, and then taking a shower, everything, I felt already accomplished. And it kind of gave me that momentum to continue my day, to make better decisions that day. And honestly, it had really helped me improve my discipline in other areas because I already had that momentum. I had already created that mindset of, you know what, I decide to do the hard things. I decide to be disciplined. I started to create this new mindset of myself. And I think that's what really propelled me to make better decisions after that. So if you're able to do this, to start with the hardest thing first thing in the morning, I highly suggest you give it a try. It's worth a shot. It's definitely worth a shot for you to try this new technique of doing the hardest thing in the morning. That could be exercise, that could be reading something, that could be doing homework, that could be doing work. And I honestly say this, right? I honestly say that you should do the hard thing first because it works. It honestly works. It creates this new identity for yourself, and that's what's going to propel you to make better decisions for yourself and actually improve a whole lot more. So just start with one thing. You don't have to do a huge bunch of things in the morning for you to get over the hard things first. No, but I highly recommend that you just start with one thing, because if you don't and you straight go from doing nothing to this bunch of things, you're going to burn out, you're going to lack motivation and discipline, and it's just not going to be good for the long term. And that's what you're looking for. I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button, hit the smash button. Anyway, you have a good day.